Content warning. The stories and themes shared throughout this podcast may contain themes that can be distressing for you. If needed, please pause and do what you need to do to take care of yourself. If needed, please reach out to a mental health professional for support.
Here we are at the end of summer. We took the month of August off to enjoy the nature and the weather and everything in between, and which means we're going to bring you a rerun. So before we tell you who today's guest is and dive right into the repeat episode that you may have missed over Christmas holidays, we just want to let you know that September 1st, we are starting a gratitude challenge. So information is going to be coming out about that very soon. And Alana and I are going to be recording an episode talking all about gratitude next week. So September 1st, save the date, mark your calendars. It's a free 21-day challenge to rewire your brains. And now, without further ado, the one and only Joe Exotic, the Tiger King, all the way from jail. How do you move through that grief? Like, how do you navigate the pain? Like, or, I mean...
You know, you get numb to it. I mean, there's not a day goes by that I don't think of all of them.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like my parents both died since I've been in here too. It's just you literally just get numb to it, and I think that's why I wrap myself up with animals so much in my life because. I just got tired of the loss of people.
Welcome back to another episode of Resilient AF with Blair and Alana. But this time, no Alana, but a very interesting guest. So when it was proposed to me to see if I wanted to interview this person, I wasn't sure because there's lots of controversy around this specific person. But then I remembered we all deserve to share our story. And some circumstances are in our control and some are not. And I'm really honored and grateful that I had a chance to do this interview. I was told there's a couple conditions. This person was going to be calling me from jail. I had to pick up. I only had 30 minutes. And so we began our journey. And so we made a plan. But I got a message that he was in solitary and that we had to reschedule. So we rescheduled, and while I was on a mini vacation, I made time to meet with him. He did not show up. We tried again the next day. He did not show up. I was getting upset and frustrated. I then learned that the jail was in lockdown because of a fight. And so when and then the next day, we did not have a plan to talk. And I had 2 missed calls from the jail. So I knew that I was not getting stood up and that this interview would happen. But I was giving up hope. And so we finally connected. And I got a call from jail in Texas from Joe Exotic, the Tiger King. Now, before I introduce him, a couple things you should know. He called from jail, had to get my number approved, had to be very specific at a specific time. I only had 15 minutes that I wasn't aware of. So the interview does end quite abruptly, but it was a really powerful 15 minutes. And we talked more about him, his upbringing, and his experience with grief. And I learned some stuff. If you're a diehard Joe Exotic fan, maybe you've read his book and watched his music videos and have been to his website. All of his links are in the show notes. You know, he's working really hard at trying to get a pardon. And I learned that he's been in jail since 2018, 2 years before the Netflix series aired that he had nothing to do with. So sit back, relax, enjoy the conversation with the Tiger King about his incarceration, his childhood, complex grief, and the journey that got him there. So Joseph Allen Maldonado, also known as Joe Exotic and the Tiger King. He's an American media personality and businessman who operated the GW Exotic Animal Park. So the GW Zoo, in honor of his brother, is what it's named after. Tiger King Park, formerly the Garold Wayne Exotic Animal Memorial Park in Oklahoma. He was born in Kansas. Him and his family moved to Texas, where he went to Pilot Point High School. After graduation, he briefly served as the chief of police of Eastvale. He then opened a pet store with his brother, but after his brother's death in 1997, which was extremely devastating, Exotic sold the store and he started the GW Zoo. I'm not going to go too deep into him. You can Google him and a bunch of stuff comes out. I want to encourage you to go to his website. He has his social media handles below as well. I didn't even know he wrote a book, and I'm excited to dive into it. He is smart, and the Netflix series paints him as a specific type of character, and some of that is true, and it's within him. But my perception of him is that he is one of us. He's the walking wounded who carries trauma, who carries grief, betrayal. And I just want to say thank you, Joe, for taking the time to call me. I'm so honored that we finally connected. And sit back and enjoy the ride. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we finally connected. I thought you were maybe like a mythical creature.
Oh, hell no. No.
How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad considering it's prison.
Yeah. So, I know we only have a limited amount of time together, and
Right.
I'm not too sure what you've been kind of told about our show, but it's all about grief and resilience, and I'd love to just talk to you a bit about your life.
Ask anything you want.
All right. So, I mean, the world is very familiar with you. You basically shared absolutely almost everything on your Netflix show during the pandemic. And like, I fell in love with you. I think you're quirky, and like, I'm always wearing animal print, and like, it just, I don't know. I love the vibe that you give off, your honesty. But I want to go back to your childhood, and I'd love to know what some of the happiest memories you have from your childhood are.
You know, there wasn't very many. And I think that's what makes me who I am today, why I help people so much and I do so much nonprofit stuff and everything, because my childhood sucked. Every day of my life, my mom and dad fought. Even though they were married 72 years, they fought every day.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had some sexual abuse from my oldest brother and my dad, growing up.
Oh, gosh.
So I don't know if you ever read my book. It's all in my book, yeah, I mean, other than the time that I was growing up in Wyoming and able to have pet raccoons and porcupines and stuff, real honest to God, I can't think of any time I had fun being a kid.
I'm sorry you went through all that. That's absolutely terrible. And I did read that you were close with your brother who passed away. Is that true?
Yeah, very. He was my mentor. Absolutely. Me and my brother was in business. We owned that pet store together for 16 years.
What's your brother's name?
Garold Wayne, GW.
GW. Well, may GW's memory be a blessing. But so that sounds.
That's what we built that zoo in memory of. We built it
Yeah.
as a memorial park. To save animals in memory of people who've died. And that's probably the saddest part about this whole story is there was 151 other memorials there, and 3 people were actually buried under their exhibits.
Wow.
And, Jeff and Carole and them just completely destroyed it.
Is there no more memorials there because there's the new ownership?
It's a ghost town. I mean, they just completely destroyed it, and the weeds are taller than the cages.
Oh, that's absolutely terrible, especially because it was a memorial.
Yeah.
But back to GW, like, I know you said you didn't have a lot of happy memories from your childhood, but if you think maybe more specifically with you and GW, can you remember like some times that you guys had a lot of fun and that there was
Well,
laughing?
and that goes again back to Wyoming. Me and Garold used to always go horseback riding because we lived in the mountains, so we spent almost every day on a horse in the mountains, and we would go exploring in old mine shafts and blowing up beaver dams and stuff like that. And my brother is the one who taught me that your word is.
This call is from a federal prison.
If your word is no good, you're just a piece of shit, because the respect that you leave behind is all you take with you when you die.
Yeah. How old was he when he passed away?
32.
That's like, I can't even imagine, like, probably don't know too much about my story, but in a very short period of time, my husband almost died. We suffered a miscarriage. We don't have children. My father-in-law, mom, and dad all died, and that was in a few years. And so I navigated grief for my parents and a child, but I've never lost my sibling, which I have one sister. So I definitely have no idea how you felt in the sense of losing your sibling, and that seems to be your closest family member. How do you think that grief impacted you?
It changed my life completely. And I had twin little boys that she was 9 months pregnant with, and she had a wreck and they died. And then before my brother died, my first husband of 16 years died. And then Garold died, and then my last husband, shot himself. You saw that in the movie.
Oh my gosh.
In Tiger King. So death has been a big part of my life, growing up, and I got a young experience of it, because probably one of my first jobs was when I was 13 years old. I was a nurse's aide in a nursing home, and I saw a lot of people die there. But yeah, when my brother died, it changed my life. It almost destroyed my parents. I couldn't even imagine what they went through, because my dad lived to die every day.
Yeah, that's painful. Like it's like there's no, like there's certain types of grief that, like my grandma, like she's 91, she'll die soon, like we expect that. But when things don't happen in the right order, like a parent isn't supposed to bury their child, right? Like,
right.
And like losing your brother before your parents, like things are just out of order. And I can't even imagine what that would be like. Like I watched both my grandparents bury their children. My mom's mom buried her daughter, her oldest daughter, and my grandma buried my dad. And it's just so not the way that life's supposed to be. And then you get hit with this absolutely tragic experience, and you've had a lot of loss, right? Yeah, your first husband, GW, your other partner or husband shot themselves. How do you move through that grief? Like, how do you navigate the pain? Like, or I mean,
you get numb to it. There's not a day goes by that I don't think of all of them.
Yeah.
But it's like my parents both died since I've been in here too. It's just you literally just get numb to it, and I think that's why I wrapped my.
This call is from a federal prison.
I wrapped myself up with animals so much in my life, because I just got tired of the loss of people.
I mean, losing an animal is also very devastating. I've buried, like, I've lost a few cats, and like, so it's like losing a person.
It is, and I did a music video about my chimpanzee dying, and it was like losing a kid. But it's tough. I the only way I'm going to be able to change anything or do anything in memory of them is if I keep fighting, and that's my drive, you know.
Yeah.
My big goal is to testify in front of Congress when I make it out of here, and I'm going to change this system somehow, some way. I'm going to change this system. And I'm going to do it in memory of my mom and dad and my brother, because they destroyed my life to close that zoo down and put me in here.
Yeah.
You know, they were married 72 years, and the minute they put me in jail, they put them in separate nursing homes so they couldn't communicate, so they could take their my niece could take their property away from them. And they died alone after 72 years of marriage, and it's not right.
No, that's heartbreaking. I mean, like, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Because my brother, GW, never left home. He always lived on the same property as my mom and dad, even with his wife and kids, you know, but in a different house, because my brother swore that they would never go to a nursing home. And when he died, I sold the pet store in Texas, and I moved to Oklahoma to take care of my mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
And together we built that zoo, you know?
Yeah.
And the minute they got me arrested, they took my power of attorney away from me that I had on mom and dad, and they slapped them in nursing homes. The exact same thing that my brother never wanted to happen. They slapped them in separate nursing homes, and my niece took their house and their property and let them die alone in a nursing home.
That's terrible. So I do like grief. Like you are not a stranger to grief and like trauma. So the Netflix series, like, how did you decide to do all that? Like, what was the catalyst in putting your life out there?
All right, well, I understand that I didn't film for Netflix, okay? I didn't film for Tiger King. Everything that you saw me on that show, they took either off of my YouTube channel, or Dylan, my husband at the time, signed a contract and sold them my footage from me filming. Okay, I was filming my own show, my own reality show, and he sold them my footage for $2.6 million and left me here.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, I didn't get a dime. Yeah, so many people think that I filmed that for I didn't. I was in jail 2 years before Netflix even filmed that.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. That's crazy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I was arrested in September of 2018, and Tiger King was filmed in 18 and 19.
So you were arrested when it came out on Netflix. Like, you were already in jail.
I was in jail 2 years already. Yes.
Wow. And when you did you know you were going to get arrested?
Nope. Had no clue.
My mind is blown right now that they were able to do that about you with all of your footage without your consent.
Yeah, they had no consent of mine, and then they turned around and he sold all of my clothes to a museum in Las Vegas too. I have nothing. I have no home. I have no clothes. I have nothing. I have no pictures from when I was a kid. Nothing anymore. It's all gone. Everything.
That's so sad. So why did you get arrested? Like, obviously there's tons of articles. I went through your website. I know you have a bunch of evidence that wasn't used. Like, what did they arrest you on, and how long was your sentence from today?
They arrested me in Pensacola, Florida. I was at my rent house down there with Dylan, okay? And they arrested me in a hospital parking lot because I was at the hospital fixing to get a blood infusion. They arrested me in the parking lot. One murder for hire charge, okay? And I was like, what the hell do you mean murder for hire? So they extradited me from Florida back to Oklahoma City, and they tried to get me to plead guilty to one murder for hire charge. And I was like, I haven't done anything, so I want my day in court, because I thought I could trust the system. Okay, well, the minute that I asked for a trial, they superseded my indictment with 20 more charges.
Wow.
So that's where they put all the health certificates on there, Lacey violations, and then they charged me for euthanizing those 5 tigers without a permit, and all kinds of stupid shit.
Do you think?
So that way they can drag that all around in front of the jury,
Do you think this would have happened if Dylan didn't sell all that footage?
No, it wouldn't have. Absolutely, it wouldn't have. Okay. So anyway, they convicted me and they sentenced me to 22 years. And as of right now, if I don't get a pardon or I don't win my appeal, which I should, I have 5 years left.
5 years. And if you win your appeal, when would you get out?
I would get out immediately.
And how can we, the public, help support you in winning an appeal? Like, is there...
Blair, hey, this is fixing to hang up, so let me real quick get on all of my social media. They should have posted a petition today.
Okay.
Sign the petition, share it around. I'm trying to get a pardon, and just spread the evidence around. But the big thing is put hashtag Free Joe Exotic on every post Trump and Biden puts out there.
And as you can tell, our interview abruptly ended because I thought we had 30 minutes and I didn't know we had 15. And luckily he gave me a little warning, like I'm getting, told to hang up. So some questions I wanted to ask him that perhaps if there's another interview or if we write about him in the future, I wanted to talk to him about forgiveness. I wanted to talk to him about how he can forgive himself for any choices he made that may have, hurt people or led him on a certain path. I wanted to talk to him more about his cancer diagnosis. I online read that he was diagnosed with prostate cancer. And so unfortunately, we didn't have time to get to those. So I want to thank you for listening to our vulnerable, real, raw chat between Joe and me from jail to Kamloops. And just remember, friends, you're going to get through those hard times. You can do it. And if you believe you're going to get through it and you put the effort in, you will. We are here to help you get through your hard times, to inspire you to strengthen your resilience muscle. Let us be that lighthouse in the storm. Let us help you through your dark times. You are not alone. It is okay to not be okay. And remember, friends, you are resilient AF. That's a wrap for another episode of Resilient AF with Blair and Alana. And thank you for listening. Are you feeling inspired to bounce forward?
Let's connect at theglobalresilienceproject.com, where you can read many stories of resilience, buy our books, shop our clothing line, learn more about how to strengthen your resilience muscle, be empowered, and more.
Remember, friends, you are resilient AF.